if I have any new poems that I want to read.
So I actually wrote 2 new poems just before the start of the show, and I kind of started to get into a rhythm of writing poems. Well, I don't want to say of writing poems. I only wrote 2 in about 30 minutes.
Ooh.
But I got into a writing flow is what I should say, and I started out stuck, and I guess, I don't know, the best tip I have for anyone who feels stuck in their creativity is to just, I don't know, everybody says this, but I'm just going to repeat it, is to just do it, or like let it be a stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
Because I felt like it had been so long since, I don't know, I feel like I have a lot of thoughts in my head, and when it comes to making it into something, my brain can't transition. Like the thoughts can't become whatever art I want it to be all of a sudden.
Exactly, I feel that. And I do have, it's kind of like we did last week, or what I did last week. I'm gonna be reading raps that I kind of like made into poems. So, yeah, here goes one. Fade me out, okay? Dang, you know the vibes. All right. I write when I'm stressed. When I feel the weight of the world on my when I feel the weight of the world pressed upon my shoulders, when I feel like I'm carrying boulders, I just give it my best because I strive for the test. I don't fold when obstacles get in my way, like with Texas Hold'em. Better yet, I push through them. When it comes to talking to females, I overthink to the point that if I don't talk to them as soon as I see them, the worst case scenario are running through my mind. But by then it's too late. I've missed my chance. There's no way I'm going to advance. In conversation, when I'm stuck in this when I'm stuck in a fixation of what could have been, what I should have done differently, when I get upset with myself, and I get upset with myself because I should have just put my anxiety on the top shelf. Okay? That was not read like I wanted it to, but you know.
Wait, you said you should have just put your anxiety on the top shelf. Oh, you said you should have just put your anxiety on the top shelf.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah, that was something I wrote when I was stressed, I guess. Yeah.
So like, what do you mean put your anxiety on the top shelf? Do you mean just deal with it or prioritize how you're feeling?
Like, put it on the top shelf, like, that meant, like, put it on a shelf that I can't reach. So it doesn't bother me.
Get it away from you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, since we're going to do a slam back and forth poems, I'll just read my other newbie.
Right.
I'm kind of nervous to read this one because I feel I don't have the flow right with performing it.
Yeah.
But I have it written down, so that's good enough for the moment. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I've been placed at the bottom of a bin beside a tin cup. Now I'm reaching for the rim, arms out, hands open. I can't look farther up. Please investigate my case, since someone crumpled the brief. Whew. The snap and lock of a sharp tongue, a black woman's authority, I'm stung, kicked back, to reality, to the reality, my place is misplaced. Ma'am, I don't know where to be. And frankly, Miss Frankie, don't show me as a blue sky. A blue sky shows. As a blue sky shows day and a windy one has no use, stay out of my business. And my case has no good for you. Okay, sorry I messed that up a little bit. But clearly I'm very bothered. Like when I was writing them, I felt like, of course I was writing something genius.
Right.
But I'm just like basically telling someone to go away.
Right. I mean, that's how it be sometimes. Like you gotta just write out how you feeling. So yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I got another one. All right. Okay. I'm actually in the mood to rhyme. I just need some time to get my mind right. My rhymes right. I've been struggling with a lot of stuff, and I've got I got a lot of stuff to get off my chest. I know I might not be the best, but I'm better than most. I know I must sound like a cocky prick when it comes to rapping, but I'm not about that speaking ish.
Okay, that was mildly explicit, but we won't tell the authorities this time.
What do you mean?
So, what inspired that?
Like I said, I just must have been going through something. It was just like something that was just on my mind at the time, and yeah, like I said, these are like raps I wrote out, So yeah.
Oh, okay. So, have you finished any raps?
Well, I have finished some, but I'm not gonna release them. But
why aren't you going to release them? Not Napoleon B might be shy.
Because they're not they were when I was someone else. Let's put it that way.
Someone like a negative self or a positive self?
Negative self.
Oh, okay. So how are you more positive now?
I mean, I don't get as angry as I used to. These were very written when I was very angry at the world for no reason. And yeah, I was just angry, just an angry person. Like I wouldn't. It would boil up to the point where I would black out from the anger.
Like actually become unconscious?
Yeah. Like one time I actually like had a out of body experience from blacking out. So yeah.
Was it just the anger or
just anger? Yeah.
Wow.
Shit.
I don't think I've ever been that angry before. Like I've been angry for a couple days, but it's never been so intense at one moment where I've lost consciousness or like felt like I didn't know what was going on anymore.
Yeah, but I'm not that person anymore. I try not to let that anger boil up like that.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, yeah, I just realized that that's not the best way to let things deal with things, you know? But.
Yeah, I understand. And reflecting upon the poems that I read earlier today, I'm thinking maybe I'll try to combine them into one poem or differentiate them enough to make, several parts to like a trilogy or something.
That would be dope. That would be dope to hear. Or like you said, you can combine them and they become like a melody poem.
What is a melody poem?
So like a melody poem is like 3 or more combined.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like one of my favorite poets, Rudy Francisco, he's done that. He's done a melody love poem. He's actually, it's more of a performance thing than a written out thing, or yeah. But
okay, so I've gotten my old poetry book out again.
The Black Book.
Yes, the Black Book, and I don't think I've read this poem yet. And I'm wondering if it's because it's embarrassing, or if it's one of those poems that just don't make sense. Because there was a time in my life where some of my poems were more like journal entries, or I was just trying to just vent.
Yeah.
So some of them don't really have a flow. And since I wrote these years ago, like the personal details in here don't really matter anymore. But it has to make sense.
Right.
Yeah, this is one of those poems that don't really make sense. It's kind of telling a story, but the story's out of context. I don't know. I'll just read the first couple of lines. This will be a shorty. For some reason, I named this poem Fabulous in the Fur. In moments like these, it's so hard to find the words. It's just one of those things. How this life means nothing and takes our everything.
Thinker. That's a thinker right there. Read it again. Sorry.
Okay, I'll read it again and I'll read 2 more lines
Okay.
to like maybe that'll help with
Yeah.
it because this feels very philosophical. In moments like these, it's so hard to find the words. It's just one of those things. How this life means nothing and takes our everything.
Okay.
That was the first part. And then I'll read 2 more lines. I want to write something beautiful about you. I can sit and wish I knew you, but wishing doesn't excuse me from anything.
Okay. I feel it.
Interesting. Young philosopher in these pages.
Facts.
Some Aristotle's teaching on these lines.
Yeah. All right.
So for those of you listening to Poetry Slam with K-Bells
and Napoleon B. Mike,
our line opens at 9 p.m. For any of you artists listening who want to call, share your music or your poems, our line opens at 9 p.m. And the number is 410-704-5309. You can also find the number on our Instagram, which is Poetry Slam. So Napoleon B. Mike, you got your poem up yet?
Yes. Here's a shorty. I just had it.
You just had it. Get it back. I feel like we can do a battle of short poems. That would be pretty fun. That would be intense.
Yeah, that would.
Like our show is called Poetry Slam, but it has no competition element to it.
Exactly.
But I feel since short poems are underappreciated, we can do like a short poem competition. And like the winner, is the one who leaves the most impact on the audience.
That would be fire. And then the audience call in and tell us how they felt about it.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So here's one. You knock on the door of my mind, and you won't find and you won't get an answer because nobody's home. Well, actually, there is someone home. It's Anger, and he's all alone.
Read that one more time.
You knock on the door of my mind, and you won't get an answer because nobody's home. Well, actually, there is somebody home. There is somebody home. It's Anger, and he's all alone. Mind, and you won't get an answer.
Okay. Short and sweet to the point.
Yeah. Like I said, these were written when I was just an angry person.
Wow. Do you have any, recent poems to kind of offset that mood?
Let's see. Not any that I haven't read already.
It's okay to reread poems on here because this is a great platform to practice performance. And reading your poems or practicing performing them is what makes you better at doing that. Like imagine how many times Beyonce, Meg Thee Stallion, Kendrick Lamar, all of your favorite artists have performed the same songs over and over, but they're great live. It's because they've practiced so much. So it's okay to read them again. Okay.
You're next. So.
Yeah, I am next. I was trying to post to our Instagram story. It's pretty tough hosting the show and also being the social media person because I try to post while we're live. And I was trying to figure out how to post myself, like hook up my phone to the little rig we have in here, but I can't really record and like read the poem at the same time. Okay, so when I first started writing poetry, I had some really weird ideas and concepts that now when I read back, they don't really make sense to me. Like, I came up with titles for stories that I never really wrote. They were just things that I liked. Or, like, the ideas have evolved into different things. Okay, but I'm going to give you, like, an old adage, and let me know if you've ever heard of it. See my pinky, see my thumb, see my fist, you better run. Do you know that?
Yeah.
That's super old, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't there more to it?
I feel like there is, but I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, I think it's like a part of like a song or like a bigger sequence or something.
Yeah. I agree.
So like I tried to make a poem out of that. So I'll read a little bit of it until it stops making sense. I wrote this years ago. See my pinky, see my thumb, see my fist, you better run. My sisters and I have been carrying fists since we were young. I guess we're still young, maybe younger than you, but youth doesn't count for anything where we are. And it's kind of like the beginning of a story.
Okay, I feel it.
Do you want to hear the rest of it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll read 3 more lines. I'll just, leave a little trail. I guess we're still young, maybe younger than you, but youth doesn't count for anything where we are. It crawls, it pauses, and it speeds along. Time isn't measured here. We call it pounds.
Call it pounds.
Yeah. I was trying to invent new things.
I feel that. Yeah, let me see.
I feel like I gave you a lot of time. I mean, I'm not trying to roast you, but I'm definitely roasting you. I feel like I gave you a lot of time.
Okay. You don't get it. All right, found one. All right, I think I've read this before. I think I read this like last week or something, but it doesn't matter. This one is Joker and Harley Quinn. Toxic love affair like Joker and Harley Quinn. Can hardly take my mind off her. Nobody can replace her. Moving on, not possible. Together, we're unstoppable. Wreaking havoc like savages, partners in crime, doing time.
All of your poems are of the street. like I feel like for your if you put all of your short poems that were intended to be raps into like a mini poetry book, you should make the cover photo like black Air Forces or something. Make it look like a sneaker.
Well, actually, this one was recent.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's got that vibe to it.
Oh man.
Okay. So what inspired that?
I think I was just thinking about somebody that I was messing with before, and it was just kind of toxic, but it was but it worked.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah. In terms of creative process, I'm trying to switch mine from just writing things in the moment to like deliberately writing every day.
Yeah.
Like spending 30 minutes or an hour if I have it to just write out whatever. Because I think things every day, but I don't always write things down. So this is an old poem that I wrote about one of the first serious crushes I ever had. Serious as in very intense feelings. Didn't talk to this person, pure infatuation. And I'm just going to read a few lines. My bear enters delicious as ever. His laugh is warm and chest strong like sunshine on the pavement. I'm obsessed with his flavor that is so light and free. It soaks me in everything in beauty. Words of a young woman in love.
Man. Makes sense though. Yeah. All right. Found a oldie, but so yeah. But this one isn't doesn't have the same vibe as the other ones I just read.
Okay.
It kind of follows your vibe, but
My vibe.
yeah.
Okay, now that's vibing.
Mm.
Psych. Yes, that's vibing.
Yes. I constantly check my phone, hoping one day you call, text, or even FaceTime me with some kind of logical explanation for why you stopped talking to me. I know that you'll. Mm, I know that whatever you tell me won't be enough, but at least at least tell me something. Just don't just leave me in the dark because we were cool from the start. And if I could send you a box of chocolates, I would. But I'm not the little engine that could. Yeah, that's right. I made a reference from my childhood.
It sounds like you wrote what you thought was the greatest thing ever. Do you feel that way about your poem right now?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I at the time it was probably like I probably was like, yes, this is genius. But now it's like,
yeah, revision is so important because I feel like when you're writing something, you're so caught up in the moment of writing, and then when you read it back, you're like, oh wait, I've written this like 7 times already, or this actually could make more sense like this.
Yeah.
Okay, so I found another love poem. I feel like love poems have become my niche because I was writing them when I first got started, and I'm still writing them now. Yeah, I can't tell if this poem is embarrassing or not, so we're just gonna have to go for it.
Yeah.
Have mercy on me. I don't know what to think of a man's touch. Is one of love or a wanting for luck? I want to wear my love's skin as my own and feel his thoughts in the creases of my mind. We must sink so tightly that I know the things to say at whatever time of tears, sweet, salty, or sour. May I keep my mask on, love? I want you to know me with my mask. The girl without it is for me only. Is that okay? I don't want to read the rest of it. The rest of it I think is embarrassing. But I thought that first half was strong. What do you think?
I agree. It was a strong first half. I think you should read the rest.
I won't. I won't. It's too cringy. Some things are better left on the page.
Oh, man.
I feel a lot of poets would agree with me on that. Like, some poems you just write for you. Some poems are never meant to be reread. Kind of like a diary. Okay.
I
have another one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you want me to go back to that? That means I'm going to be winning. I mean, it's not a competition, but that means if it were, I would be taking the lead.
This one, I don't have it's not a shorty. The one I'm about to read.
Okay.
So.
Take over.
All right. Again, this is one I wrote a long time ago. Yeah, this one is gonna be a short rap, I think. But yeah. The world has made me so cynical, and it's not even clinical. And I didn't even. Okay, let me start over. All right. The world has made me so cynical. It's not even clinical, and I didn't even think it straight. So just come and take the bait and eat it, but you better not throw it up, because by now y'all must think I'm. Because by now y'all must think I'm conceited. Well, if you do, you better beat it, because I'm about to blow up. Not on some suicide bomber-ish, but I'm taking the main like some. Oh man, this is just read. This is hilarious. I'm just on some taking the main stage-ish. Yeah, y'all might not even be getting it, because I'm about to be on on my way to steal your girl-ish. But I'm back and I'm better than ever, just shining forever, lyrically murdering forever. killing these rhymes and messing with dimes. Like I don't give a damn about a fine because I'm straight out of my mind. I'm just getting out of my slump. I don't really care what you bump because I'm just getting over this hump. And soon I'll be what you're bumping, whether you're in a bad mood or not. I'll be the one playing through your speakers and headphones. Tired of screwing up and tired of being screwed over by these girls. I am trying to be civil. So if I go to court, I'll plead the fifth and I'll admit to things I'll do. And just admit to the things I'll do. Yeah, that was
This just shows that you need more practice performing.
Yeah. No. I was just that one was I wasn't really.
Oh, you weren't feeling your poem.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got you.
Yeah, understandable. That's how the oldies are.
Yeah, because it's just like, yo, what was I thinking?
Okay, so I'm not sure if I've read this poem on the show before. However, I'll read it now. This poem I think I wrote. Okay, it says February 16th, 2017. So about 5 years ago.
Oof.
Yeah,
Oof.
I'm writing poetry. I mean, Napoleon be mine. I don't know that guy.
Yeah,
I think he was in the window. Yeah. I've been writing poetry for a while, and I used to be a part of a ministry. So I think this was when I was in the ministry. It's untitled.
Okay.
My written words are a verbal expression of the truest me. Sometimes I can't see through dreams, so I let the word grab me. He holds me and lets me fasten his crested shield against my chest. With his armor, I confess. There were moments I didn't love myself, and there were hours I cried about it. The tears from my eyes fell in a jar. My God pumped my heart, and his spirit whispered, try. So I grabbed the hilt of his gilded sword and pushed the blade with all my might. Sweat from my brow fell in the jar. My God, I drew blood from the demon of sadness, and his poison swirled near. The Lord said, take your jar and drink. I have allowed glory to be prepared for you. To take it, you must sip. I licked the rim and tasted the liquid with my tongue. It was a flavor of victory. My God, and I won. That's my poem.
I feel it.
Okay, so you just felt it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of like reading through these old poems or old raps, and I'm just like, yo.
You're embarrassed? Okay, read something that you just haven't read in a while, or read something you're proud of. I feel like you've been reading some things that.
Well, not necessarily I haven't been proud of, but like, I'm just like, if I'm gonna read this again, I'm gonna need to.
You gotta amp it up?
Yeah.
Okay, amp it up. Bring level 10. Oh, how's our music guests? Oh, okay. Yeah, amp it up. Bring level 10.
Alright, got you.
I'm gonna read one of my newer poems too. Let me just help set that vibe.
Yeah, because we've been reading oldies lately.
Yeah, I like bringing back my oldies to see how much I've grown, or just to see how my writing style has changed.
Yeah, like I said, my writing style it's gone flipped. It's flipped like it's kind of been like angry and then lovey-dovey and then angry and then love. Yeah. I've had
You've had a lot of poetic ups and downs.
Yeah. Let's see. Honestly, I've been vibing to the music.
You've been vibing? Yeah, we do have a pretty nice playlist. I'd like to put some original instrumentals on here as we get more local artists. We can add your song to our playlist, so every time our show comes on, your song will play.
Yeah, we need some fresh, new music to play on our instrumental track. So if you have any, just send it in, and we'll be good. No, I'm not gonna be
Waiting on Napoleon B. Mike to bring the
Oh,
fresh stuff.
my bad. I've been looking.
You've been looking.
Yeah.
I guess everybody's vibing out to the music.
All right. Cool. All right. Found one.
How do I put a filter on this? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one is If I Was a Fighter. If I was a fighter, I'd jab with my fist instead of my pen, or the nose hat. I bob and weave fists in the ring instead of my emotions on the page. I'd be the best that ever was. Because the issues I hold in would be displayed on my opponent's face. Their face would be my canvas, my fist being the paintbrush, but I'm not a fighter. I wear my heart on my sleeve like a cufflink, but sometimes I keep it close to my chest as if it was a vest. Sometimes I invest my feeling and time into someone I know it will work with, but I just don't care. I just want the company. But then again, sometimes the company just causes pain within me because I know they're temporary. Sometimes I wish I was a fighter. Because if these feelings because if I was, these feelings would be handled in the ring center stage, not in the ring in my mind. My mind is a minefield filled with landmines every step. So don't cross the barbed wire. I call my eyes to try to get a deeper look into my soul.
So what did you want our listeners to take away from that?
Pretty much like I said, sometimes I do I wish I had a better writing is a better outlet of emotions than fighting, but sometimes I wish I did let my anger out in other ways because then they would be out. It wouldn't be held in like they are because I would have handled it.
Right.
So yeah, because I still struggle with anger. Yeah. I still have anger issues at times, but it's just it's more controlled.
Oh, okay.
I have a better control of my anger than I used to.
Yeah, it's hard to just have emotional control. And I mean, anger is one of the hardest emotions to control, I think, because we can feel it so intensely compared to other things that we may not feel as frequently.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's hard, like when someone upsets you or something happens, like not to react to that emotion and to just continue going forward with like what you said you were going to do that day.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a hard skill to learn. So I admire you for growing past that in the ways that you have.
Yeah, I mean, it's just different because it's just like I said, I would really just at times just black out and just want to punch something or someone. But thankfully, I never went through with it and punched somebody in the face because who knows where I'd be. Because once I started, I probably wouldn't have stopped because that's just
yikes.
Yeah.
Okay, so recently we had the idea of developing some merchandise for Poetry Slam. This is there's just the idea that we had. But I was thinking that in the future, when we get to this stage, maybe we can like have poetry books. And I have a poem called like Ode to My Little Black Book. And I've read it on the show before, but I'm going to read it again because, yeah.
Who cares?
Well, not who cares, but I like this poem and I think it's relevant to our mindset right now. Okay. So, Ode to My Little Black Book. Black cover, gentle texture, soft, round corners, light binding, held closed by one hand. The sheets in between are plain lines, scribbled with scratch outs and hard thoughts written in cursive. Pains of the heart, dreams, sweetenings, terrors, reduced to ink on paper, torn and ripped to bits that won't stick together. They pile and crumple beneath the pretty black cover with a band, keeping who I am, a look, clean, small, collected, black. Inside is binding spirit and soul, freedom from a life that means nothing to my world. Made of pieces, mocked as full, pages in lieu, lines eternity, autograph fills the space. While the blank waits for people to bend the corners, hurt to touch the soft, life to rough the band holding the cover, who I am, is resilient and against the scrapes, and sharp edges to rise to the occasion. Dripping ink, this book sinks all worries and carries my pressure, that I lift and drop to cross and dot all evils. In my little black book, who I am, truth, glory, passion. Apply the pressure. Okay, if that ending hit everyone else is kind of random, I was going through a moment where like my motto was apply pressure.
Yeah.
So I wanted to like incorporate that into everything somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that because I had that in my life too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like mottos?
Yeah.
So what's a motto that you used to go by all the time that you can remember right now?
I just remember I had them. I don't remember what they are exactly.
I've had different seasons in my life where I would do different things repeatedly. So sometimes I would have a saying like apply pressure, and other times I would have like a song for a season. One time, I think it was for all of a fall semester, Golden by Jill Scott was my song. I've had other songs by other artists. Like there was this Black Bear song that he did with Mod Sun. I don't know, something about smoking. I don't even smoke, but I like the vibe of that song. So that was my song for a season. There was a Rihanna song, Desperado was a song for a season. I feel like a Cardi B song I was really into at one point. But do you have like songs like that?
I do. A song that Black Bear did with Gucci Mane.
Oh, okay.
Well, it was
I know what song you're talking
about. He did the remix with Gucci Mane.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was my motto for a few years actually.
Yeah.
So yeah. It was just like I was just getting rejected or just left on red or something, like left and right, and I was just like, yeah, I'm sick of this.
Yeah, I get that. Black Bear had this song called Bright Pink Tims, and that song was taking over my life at one point. I actually painted some sneakers a bright pink, and I put beads on the laces. The sneakers I'm wearing now, I'm thinking about putting beads on those. But just being able to define or like characterize your life in a unique way is really fun.
Yeah, it is. Okay, this one is called Love Note.
Okay.
This one I wrote that was originally supposed to be a song, but you know how life goes, and it made more sense as a poem. This is about a situation that happened last year around this time. So yeah, I just feel like it's needs to finally make its appearance to the world, you know? Love Note. This is a love note with a suicide note attached. So please don't get attached to this version of me because it's not who I want to be. So I'm killing him. So I'm killing him at the end of this verse, putting him in a hearse and watching it drive away. But before I do, I would like to say I still think about you from time to time, wishing things could, wishing things had been another way. But life ain't Burger King. It's unfair. I wish things could have turned out differently. After the convo in the diner, I had a feeling that it would be our last. We would see each other, it would be the last time we would see each other face to face. But it's time to face the fact we probably wouldn't have worked out for too long anyway because of your religious beliefs. I mean, I can't lie, I was in disbelief. To some, it was a petty thing, but others understood the importance and stand in its importance. But I believe in the Trinity. You believe in a higher power. But the three in one left me wondering how we were going to continue seeing each other. Unfortunately, I had to make the difficult decision and call it our division. But that don't mean I still don't think about you. I wish we could still be friends because I miss because I miss certain things about you. Been listening to love songs and I can't help thinking about you. And life would be different if we had thought things through. I'm sorry for the way things ended, but now it's time for this guy but now it's time to say goodbye because this guy's gotta fly. Bang. That was supposed to be a gunshot, but you know.
Okay, got through it.
Yeah. So
when did you write that?
Last April.
Oh, okay.
I don't know the exact date because I just added something to it, so it just changed the date and I edited it.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, last April.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you added something to it recently?
No. I just added the word note because I already have a poem called Love.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't want to get them confused, you know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have a poem that's untitled. I think sometimes I just forget to title my poems. And I don't think I've ever read this, and I forgot that I wrote it. My hair's locked up. I can't make a fuss. It gave me what I want. Just wish I saw it come. Pride and glory long. Gotta cut to keep the shine. Good hair, whipped hair. Loved hair, my hair. I flip here and there just to make them all stare. That was a little cutie.
Yeah.
I actually think I remember what inspired this. So I used to wear like twists in my hair. Well, this was the very first time I twisted my hair, and I kept it twisted. Okay, I probably shouldn't say this, but I kept it twisted for like 3 weeks. And when I untwisted it, it was like connected. Like you ever see people with locks that look like waves? That's how my hair looked. It looked like wavy locks. And I'm like, what the heck? My hair locked up. I mean, when I washed it, it all fell out. But I was like, well, my hair didn't fall out, but it unlocked. Yeah. But I was like kind of tripping out. Like, I didn't mean to get myself dreadlocks. So I have another poem if you're not ready yet.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I'm winning. I'm winning? You can see?
Yeah.
Okay. I've actually read this poem on the show before. It's called Blickety Black, but I haven't read it in a while. So, Blickety Black. What is Blickety Black to me is undefining because I imagine Black Americans crying. My Black body does not belong to me. Wailing about who they should and how they want him, her, and them to see me. My Black body matters to everybody, and I want more than misery. I want my Black blickety. It is a want. It is to be ambitious. It means to make a list of wishes, equal pay for swinging the hammer, happiness in all my skins, education, a knowing I can do anything, relevance, a being, I am everything. Blickety black is my own meaning. It has no mystery. I am defining me. We are defining us. Black, black, blickety is lovely. Living in this is me loving me.
Okay.
I feel this is kind of timeless. I thought when I read this, I would think, I could have written this better. And I still think I can. I think, writing is in revision. But this I still feel good about. Blickety black. Black blickety. Black enough.
So this one I wrote last October. I've read it on the show, but for our new listeners out there, here it goes. My tongue. When I get mad, my tongue turns into the swift of When I get mad, my tongue turns into the swiftest of samurai. So you'd either want to get out of my way or bring a gun to this sword fight because, y'all, when I get mad or sad, I only see red. And I don't want to cut you down so you bleed. I want to cut you down with a single word, statement, or realization. I will cut you down. So be careful with what you tell me, or do your best not to make me mad. I want to watch you die. I want to slice you so bad that you never step to me again. I want to. Actually, I don't want anything. I sent out the warning flares the first time when I let you get away unscathed. But if you try to make a fool out of me, I will guarantee that I make a fool out of you. Sometimes my samurai falls on its own sword. It cuts me too when I mess up. It tells me you're not good enough. You're not good enough. Or when I stay silent, and don't say what I really want to say. And it hurts. The stuff I really want to say sits on the back of my throat and turns into poison. Then, like a silent killer, an assassin, it waits for you to slip up so you can taste this venom. So, come make me mad. Shoot at me. I'll guarantee you regret it.
Was that a threat?
I promise.
Oh, okay.
I promise. Yeah. Yep.
So who was that for?
Well, like I said, I wrote this last October. No, not last October. October 2017? No, 2020. So this was for someone who had no, not 2019. I wrote it in 2020, and it was for someone who I had a falling out with, because they just sent me to that point where I just had to write it out, and didn't wanna necessarily deal with it anymore, but I deal with it every day pretty much, because it's just like don't try to make me look stupid when you're the one that messed up.
Yeah. I feel like it's a growing pain to realize that it's not like our fault, or like we're not responsible for how other people feel, even though they make us feel bad.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, it may be someone else's fault that you feel this way, but we're not responsible for their feelings. And I think that kind of messes us up in our interactions sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that.
Yep. So it is 8:55. You're listening to Poetry Slam with K-Bells.
And your boy Napoleon B. Mike.
Our line is opening for artists to call in at 9 p.m. The number is 410-704-5309. We're actually going to take a brief break, and at 9 o'clock, our line is going to open, and we're going to have some interesting artists on the line. So we'll be back at 9 o'clock.
Enjoy the music. Yeah, I actually needed a break. My mouth was dry. My mouth was starting to get dry.
Okay.
What it do? No, you taking about it. Huh? Oh. Hey, right. Yeah. Yeah. Yo. All right. I'm back. Still like there's stuff like right here. Huh? No, there's any last table of five. Okay, but I'll take the five. That's the child's offering right now. Just like Yo. Yep, change for five. Okay. Couldn't get my drink. And my music, my phone has the music, so I couldn't take it out.
You left Devon on scene?
What? Did I?
Yeah, he's like, yo, thank you for the videos and for coming through on Saturday.
Oops.
Oh, Chuck. Chuck followed up.
Yeah.
It would have been cool for him to come on because he wants to perform on Saturday.
Yeah. I didn't see it until I was on my way back.
Right. We should put him on for next week because he wants to be on. He could talk about how his concert was on Saturday.
Yeah. Right, 901.
Good show so far. I've been listening.
Okay. Cool.
That's what I said.
Who's in the office?
Who's in there?
Yeah.
Oh, it was me and Jerron.
Oh. Okay.
I was really hungry. I was gonna. I didn't eat the turkey sandwich yet, but I was really hungry, so I got pasta. Just to hold me over until.
You're listening to Poetry Slam with K-Bells.
And your boy Napoleon B. Mike.
Woo!
Woo. Okay.
Yep. So our line is now open. If you're a caller listening, the number is 410-704-5309. So
not only is the line open for poets, but I know. But it's also open for people who want to comment about what they've heard so far.
Oh yeah.
So, if you want to comment about what you've heard so far, just call in.
Oh yeah, we're always open to feedback for sure.
Yep. So me and Kay are gonna continue reading poems because our guests stood aside.
Oh, well, it happens sometimes. This is the radio business. You know, we got to roll with the punches and keep the show going.
Yep.
So right now I'm scrolling through my poetry book and I actually kind of want to give one of my new poems a reread because I feel like I messed it up, but it feels too soon. What do you think? What do you think about a reread?
Go ahead and reread it, Kay.
Okay.
But this time, read them both together to see if they get the power that you want.
Like, read instead of two?
Yep, read them all.
Okay.
Read it all the way through.
This may give a different effect, especially because the first time around I kind of laughed. You know, it kind of kills the vibe. So this is the poem I wrote about someone being in my business and me saying, get out of my business. Why do I feel like I can't write a poem? Words feel so far from me. I used to string them together naturally as a free rhythm, like my own heartbeat. Now my pen pauses. There is no animation from me, no passion. Maybe my words are trapped under me. Me that has become devoured in pain from choking memories of not knowing how to fit in, then struggling to remember how not to care about it. My passion was my perfect mix of thought and emotion, and it won't tip from my mouth or slip onto pages. This is a call for help, to find my placement because someone else won't mind their business. And there it is. The lead up to what has me thinking like this. my triggering event that's making me think about who needs to mind their business because, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I've been placed at the bottom of a bin beside a tin cup. Now I'm reaching for the rim, arms out, hands open. I can't look farther up. Please investigate my case since someone crumpled the brief. The snap and lock of a sharp tongue, a black woman's authority. I'm stung. Kicked back to the reality. My place is misplaced. Ma'am, I don't know where to be. And frankly, Miss Frankie, don't show me. As a blue sky shows day and a windy one has no use, stay out of my business. My case has no good for you.
Yes. Yes. Amazing. Loved it. Loved it together. Keep them together. Yes.
I guess together they just reinforce each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I guess it was trying too hard to be two different things when it was apart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Napoleon B. Might, poetry editor. All right.
Yeah.
I feel really good about rereading that.
Yeah.
I think that was way stronger than the first time.
Exactly. I loved it. Loved it.
Okay, so
I think it's my turn.
it is your turn. Are you ready?
Yes.
You're ready?
Yeah.
You don't look ready. Okay, so while we're waiting for Napoleon B. Might, I'm going to say my favorite line on this show, which is you're listening to Poetry Slam with K-Bells.
And your boy Napoleon B. Might.
Our call-in number is 410-704-5309.
Okay, so I'm gonna get a little sentimental on here for a second.
Okay, the softer side of Napoleon B. Might. Yeah, give us a transition.
This one is letters to Grandma Bella. I've read it before, and these are letters. It's going to be a continuation of letters, quote unquote, to my grandmother who passed away in April last year. Wow, reading a lot of April poems from last year. But okay, here we go. Dear Grandma, I'm sorry we haven't talked in a while. I mean, I'm sorry I haven't made time to talk to you, but I know you'll be proud to hear that I finished this semester on the Dean's List, and this will be the third time. Sincerely, your favorite grandchild. Dear Grandma, hey, it's me again. Not much has changed since the last letter, but I just want to tell you, I miss your hugs. I miss your kisses. I miss your rambling, your stories, and sometimes I even miss your yelling. I'm not going to lie. When I found out that you were on a ventilator, I broke down and immediately thought about all the times I didn't answer and you called because I was too busy. I cringe just saying it now. I love you. I wish I could tell you one more time how much I love you. I wish this last stroke didn't end you. I wish I could hear your voice one more time. Taste your cooking one more time. Feel your welcoming hug one more time. But I know you're up in heaven with all your siblings, God, your parents, Grandma. I love you. And I can't wait to see you again one day. Sincerely, your favorite grandchild.
That sounded difficult to read.
Yeah. Yeah. It yeah, it was. Actually, I actually had one more line, but it was just like it's not finished. I mean, one more letter that I was starting to write, but it was just too hard to finish. Um, but yeah, so yeah, that one was a little hard to read because it was just like all the feelings just came back. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna lighten the mood a little bit, and I'm gonna read a poem about nothing.
Mm.
It's not really about nothing. Honestly, it's about my aloe plant.
Mm.
And I left my aloe plant on the back porch one time, I think for a couple days.
Mm.
And if you know anything about aloes, you know that they don't need much water. You're not supposed to like water them regularly or drench them because that could kill them. It's kind of like a desert plant.
Mm.
So when I left it outside and it rained, I was afraid that I'd killed it by accident.
Oh man.
And I wrote a poem about procrastinating to check on the aloe plant because I didn't want to face the fact that I may have killed this plant.
Mm.
So I'm going to read this version. Actually, I'm going to read this. I'm going to read a shorty before I read the aloe. That was just a little hype up. And I'm going to read this shorty because the version I have of aloe, I'm not really sure if I want to read that right. Okay, so here we go. This is just a poem, free verse, and it's just like an excerpt of a longer poem.
Mm-hmm.
I like myself the way I am. People often make me feel like I'm not good enough for them. Whoever I appear to be doesn't raise to their standard. I open my heart. They keep me at a distance. That was an excerpt from like a free verse that I drafted a while ago. That felt like a Napoleon B. Mike style poem, honestly.
Okay. All right. This one is like a continuation poem. Actually, you know what? What I'm gonna do for this one occasion and one occasion only, or maybe not. I'm gonna read these together. Let me just copy. Paste. All right. So here goes poetry. Okay. Now the first part I read, and it's one in the it's my first YouTube video on YouTube. Check me out on YouTube at Napoleon B. Mike. But then the second part is a newish kind of one. Poetry is my earth, and I am Superman. I feel stronger when I'm writing, even though I show my weaknesses, my kryptonite, my pains. I believe overthinkers and overfeelers make the best poets. And here's why. We tend to overthink the slightest thing until we write them out, breaking down every word ever spoken to us, every action ever done to us. Like, what was that for? We also break down every emotion we have throughout the day. Like, if we think about someone that we used to talk to romantically, we break down every emotion, every action, word said, and put it into a poem, or three, or sometimes even four. Poetry is how I start or finish conversations. Figure stuff out, or even let someone know how I feel. It's my emotional outlet. And when I say something that I overthought, people tend to say, "Man, you're crazy. It ain't that deep." Or my favorite saying, "You thought way too deep about that." And I think to myself, "You're right. It's deeper than that." Or I could think deeper, but the results might scare you. I will write a poem when I find a new attraction. Write one when I'm sad. One for when I'm mad. I will personify my poetry to the point that it's a walking, talking, living being. Poetry might be a 6'5" black man with a beard intact, or a 5'2" woman with curves in all the right places, or it could be me, a 5'6" man with a patchy beard and 116 tatted on his forearm, or it could be you. I will make you feel how I felt in the moment, make you taste the iron as this waterfall of blood flows out of my mouth, because sometimes poetry hurts me physically, but it helps me mentally at the same time, because poetry is my therapist. It listens to my problems with no rebuttal or judgment. Yeah, my poems get a little messy, but therapy helps you through your mess. I write for me, but it could help someone that goes through what I do. So I'm gonna open this book I call my heart and let you read the pages. Just don't crease or tear any of them.
So you wish you were So you wish you were 6'5" with tats. That's what I got from that.
Yeah, sometimes. But like, I'm happy with my height though.
Okay, so that was a touching poem. That felt very personal. And over here, I was looking through some old stuff that I wrote.
Oh man,
and
not the cringe.
Oh yeah, I used to think I was a
Cringe
songwriter. Okay, I had this idea in my head of like a group of best friends who were like in a musical and they would talk and like sing songs to each other. And I have one of the songs written down. So I'll read that after I read my aloe poem. This is my aloe. I left my aloe plant outside until the next afternoon. As much as I'd like to be a person who habitually wakes up in the morning, the best I could do was turn over at 12 o'clock. And the worst I could do was worry about it. I went to sleep fearing rain would flood my back porch and overtake the table where my aloe sat. I thought the soil, it so loved to be dry, would become saturated for hours. My plant would choke in the water and drown in the rain, yet I still let my head hit the pillow that night. I rested on hopes and fears. The familiar black behind my eyelids refused to ease me that night. I dreamed about gray skies and fast wet drops falling past my window. When I woke up, it was the sweet afternoon, and the great weather teller on TV told me all my dread was for good reason. He said there was nothing short of a gloom brewing in me. Regret and worry had manifested itself as thick clouds. As I repeated my late day mantra, it was only a dream. Avoidance poured around me. I consciously avoided the windows. If I do not look, I will not see. There cannot exist anything I do not want to be. I never saw the rain. The rain was not real. The rain did not happen. It's only a cloudy day. My imagination freed me to walk around the house at my leisure. I feasted on pasta and lazed on the couch. I let my lie sink into truth. It had not rained. And then I opened my back door. There were huge puddles on the back porch. My aloe was soaked. I was supposed to save it under the hot sun. Instead, I made it susceptible to foreign insects and fungus. How much misery can I give the succulent? Its arms were spread wide and weak. My poor aloe needs a hug. It hates me. And I'll torture it a few days more because it's still raining and I'm still loving food and TV.
That's a dope story. Loved it.
Here's a fun fact. The aloe is more closely related to the lily and the asparagus than it is to the cactus. Yes. Interesting. You wouldn't guess that by the way it looks.
Nah, exactly. Would not have guessed. All right, let's see.
Oh, if you're just tuning in, this is Poetry Slam with K-Bells.
And your boy Napoleon B. Mike.
Our lines are open. If you'd like to call with your poem or your song, the number is 410-704-5309.
Okay. Here's my poem that I wrote a while ago, but I put in my notes at in October 2020. Reason and or season. I believe God places people in our lives for a reason and or season. Now, the reason I said and or is because he can place someone in your life to teach us something, and it's our choice to keep in contact with that person or not. Whether or not we continue to keep in contact with that person, and whether or not that person continue that. Ooh, let me restart. Eesh. All right. I believe God places people in our lives for a reason and or season. Now, the reason I said and or is because he can place someone in our lives to teach us something. And it's our choice to keep in contact with that person. And whether or not they continue to keep in contact with us, it's up to them. And that could mean they were in our lives for a reason and or season.
Well, that sounded very prophetic.
Thank you. And I don't know if it was meant to like help me deal with something that had happened, but yeah. So I guess that it was supposed to be.
Okay. So that, tensed the room. So I'm going to have to lighten it back up.
What do you mean it tensed the room, okay?
That was very, emotionally in tune.
Mm-hmm.
That was very much something from the heart and soul.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got this song here that I wrote that was intended to be sung with a UK accent. So,
oh, man. You can do a UK accent?
I can.
Ooh.
The quality, is questionable, but I'm just going to read a couple lyrics of this song. I can't read the whole thing because there's some expletives in this song. And I feel like to censor it, it won't be nearly as funny. So I'm just going to read the part, half of it. Here we go. This is called Tyler.
Oh my Lord.
Okay. Tyler. He offered me a slip. Let me try. Okay, here we go. Okay. He offered me a split. I gave him a giggle. Okay. I'm a professional. Don't laugh over there. You're gonna make me laugh. He offered me a spliff, I gave him a giggle. Then he begged, why you so stiff? I know you want to hit, come on, just a lick. It won't make you sit, you'll barely feel it. All in a breath of smoke. Okay, that's half the song.
Hey, Bells, What were you thinking, dog?
I used to think this song was so fun and funny. It used to be stuck in my head, like in the car. Like, oh, I imagined it to acoustic guitar too. I was like, oh, I gotta, figure out how to play guitar so I can put some music behind this. This is so cool. But yeah, I'm glad I shared that. I feel like that should be a part of your memory bank. Like it's a part of mine.
Okay.
So, I found another song. So, you know what? Read another deep poem so I can have an excuse to lighten the room and read another one of these songs.
Okay. Let me find one.
All right. So,
okay. I think this might be deep enough. I'm gonna read it.
Let me just hype everybody up for this next set of lyrics, because this song is called Netflix Sleep, and it was inspired by me staying up all night watching Netflix. I felt like it was a lifestyle. Okay, Napoleon B. Mike.
Okay, this is the wolf in sheep's clothing. Are followers of Christ really like the sheep or the wolf? While you ponder that question, while you ponder that question, let this wander your mind. Aren't followers of Christ supposed to be the Bible All right, let me start over. Jeez. Are followers of Christ really like the sheep or the wolf? While you ponder that question, while you ponder the answer to that question, let this wander your mind. Aren't followers of Christ supposed to be the Bible to people who probably haven't read the Bible? I know Isaiah 53:6 says, we all like sheep, we have gone astray. But are we truly the sheep? I know Romans 3:23 says, for all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. So that, to me, that means until we get to heaven, we will always be like the sheep, like the wolf in sheep's clothing, but the sheep in God's eyes.
Wow. Any poem for me that mentions like heavens and the earth and God is very deep.
Yeah.
So what did that mean for you?
It made me like also look at myself. Look at what I was doing during that time, or even now reading that during this time, and what I've done in the past, and it's just like, am I really a sheep?
Are you a follower?
I mean, I am a follower, but do I present myself as a sheep or a wolf?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You come across to me as a wolf. I think you're unique. I think you stand out.
I mean, the wolf is like the predator to the sheep. So am I the predator to the sheep? Or am I the sheep?
From my experience with you, I think you're a sheep who wants to be a wolf.
Why is that?
Because so many of your poems are threatening, angry, or you're shutting off your emotions. You're gonna, I don't want to say torture somebody, but it's like like you're roaring. You have a lot of roaring poetry. But talking to you, I feel I don't always get that energy from you. But I guess I'm one of the lucky ones. I've been spared repeatedly. So, okay. For our new listeners, this is Poetry Slam with K-Bells.
And your boy Napoleon B. Mike.
If you'd like to call in with your song or poem, the number is 410-704-5309. I'm about to read some lyrics I wrote almost 10 years ago. So this song is called Netflix Sleep. And I don't even remember the rhythm to this. The last song, it came back to me like easily. But this, I don't even think I decided a flow. So I'm going to do my best to just get through it, right? Here we go. Netflix Sleep. I can't do this. Okay. I hardly need to leave the house. It doesn't matter the times, day or night, on the grind. When Friday come, I got movies on my mind. No parties or strolls into the town. My nightlife is my Netflix. All I need is Wi-Fi and a screen to get down. When I Netflix, I chill. I don't need nobody's pills or spliffs or sticks. Searching, scrolling, clicking through my list. There's not enough ticks on the clock. All these options I can watch. If mama sees, I hope she won't be that she missed. Hemlock, Malala, Bloodlines, Crybaby, Netflix from different perspectives.
Okay.
That's the song trails off. So
Okay.
how did you like it?
I wish you would have sung it.
I'm not a great singer, so I spared you.
No. I wish that's the way you should have sung.
Oh, okay. You want to hear my Lauryn Hill?
Sure.
Killing me softly in love. Hold on. I have a poem that if I could sing, I would tear this poem up. Like it would hit. It's the one that I read almost every time that I can't think of like an ending for. Okay. I'm going to try to sing this. This is going to be my singing debut right here. Exclusive. Home of the exclusives on Poetry Slam. K-Bell sings. This is so embarrassing. I can't believe you have me doing this.
Hold up. We have a caller. You might be spared.
Oh, thank you.
Guess not. Go ahead, okay?
Okay. Chocolate covered happiness. You set me up just to laugh. I thought you were the sweetest man I'd ever met. I just tried to hold a note. That was it. Napoleon B. Might's turn during our slam to read a poem or some lyrics.
Okay. Let's dive back down.
I just want to say, this is the most fun episode I feel we've made.
In a while.
Fun for me.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've read some funny stuff.
Yeah. No, you have. You have.
And this has been so exciting. I just want to find something else embarrassing. Well, not embarrassing, just entertaining. We gotta get Cruddy Ron in here to read his lyrics. He's got a lot of rhymes with no beat behind them.
Cruddy Ron is in.
I feel like this is like that vibe. But go on, Napoleon B. Mike.
Let's see what. Let's dive back into the deep mind of Napoleon B.
Yes.
All right.
So for those of you who are listening that are students, Perfect Pitch is going to be having their concert on May 7th. So if you have time, you want to de-stress a little bit before finals, definitely check out their concert coming up soon. And tune back into our show for more details about the where and when.
Okay.
Also, Actors Anonymous is going to be performing their production, The Wedding Singer, soon. So definitely follow actors_TU on Instagram to follow their actors and their production, Wedding Singer.
Okay, Kay, with the ad.
Yes, we love to promote on campus or like student productions.
Ooh.
You have an exclusive for us, Napoleon B. Might. This
Yes.
is home of the
Yes.
exclusives.
This is an exclusive look back into the deep depth of Napoleon B. Might's mind. Fade me out, Gary.
You're faded.
I'm not a writer, I'm a fighter. Because my bars are so hard that they. Okay, let me start over. I'm not a writer, I'm a fighter. Because my bars are so hard that when they hit you, they knock you out. And while you're out, you'll be daydreaming about them. My mind's scattered like the brain matter of a Russian roulette player who had bad luck or good luck. I don't really give a damn what it is. I'm not into that kind of adrenaline rush. Want to look at me and I'll make you go flush. I got that. I'm a silly girl face. That's why when I walk past a couple, the guy wants to hold his girl's hand because he's scared I might steal his place. You better come correct. Wow, split your face. Hey yo, like I said, this this is the deep dark depths of Napoleon B. Might's mind.
I didn't know I was gonna have to beep you. You should have given me like a signal. I sent the transcript over here. Okay, so why do you feel like that was in the crypt?
Because it was in the crypt because it was in the rap side of my notes of Napoleon B. Mike. And I'm not even sure of the flow anymore. I don't know what that flow was.
Okay, so I dug up something really weird.
Oh man!
So I feel like you kind of put an intense air back in here. You know, you came with this aggression, so I gotta loosen it back up.
Oh man!
So
another song?
You wish. I was looking for another song. I think I have another one in a different notebook. It was about this character named Ajax. Like the soap, and I think I stole that name from Deadpool. The villain was named Ajax. Anyway, that was a funny song. I remember that. I'll try to bring that for next time. It's not in here. But so when I was in high school, that was when I discovered or decided that I wanted to be a writer. Excuse me. I'm sorry. So that was also around the time when I started a blog for the very first time. And I had this epistolary series on my blog. It was completely fictional. And I don't even know how this character came into my mind. But it was just this weird character who may have been struggling with some sort of mental illness. I'm not really sure. Because I deleted the whole thing. But I still have like the original copy of one of the posts in this book. And it is just so
Tumblr?
weird. No, it wasn't Tumblr. I think it was a WordPress blog.
Okay.
Yeah, and when I reread it, I was like, this is terrible. Or I didn't say it was terrible. I just felt very embarrassed. You know, when you read something that you wrote years ago and you're like, I write so much better things now. I can't believe I had the courage to publish this at this time. So that was kind of the feeling I had. Like, this? I put this out? This needs to go.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what this is. So I'm just going to read some of it. Here we go. Dear Jared, you haven't been careful. Let me remind you of the procedure to keep well. Number 1, feel asthma. I can't read the rest of this.
Oh, come on,
I can't
kid.
because I'm remembering I was trying to make asthma like a theme for the story, but I don't like that's not even my experience. I didn't research that. This is This is weird.
Purely fictional.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't even know. I can't. This just makes no sense.
Okay. I'll let you slide.
Okay, thank you. Because it. Okay, yeah.
Read it to make up for that. Read a poem.
Read a poem.
Yeah.
To make up for that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll read a poem that I've read before on the show. Oh, our music is gone. So here is tried and true, manifesting the new me. How can I manifest me? I don't know me. I'm so far in the phase of becoming. Oh, think. Who do I want to be? I want to be someone who doesn't keep secrets. That is the one thing that scares me. To be bare, truly carefree, like moving air.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one. This one is another aggressive one. No, hold up.
Another aggressive one? Okay.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yep. This one I wrote in after I graduated high school. I'm gonna just say between 2016, fall of 2016 and spring of 2017. All right. Thank you, Maestro. The only feelings I have left for you are anger, hatred, hurt. I feel like I'm going berserk. When your name comes behind, I feel like I'm looking. When your name comes to my mind, I feel like I'm looking behind because I left you behind in middle school. Not literally, but figuratively. But when I see you now, I can't wait to see. I can't wait for the future because I've got a surprise for you. It's a secret. I've sewn my life back together because I've cut you out of it. Because now I'm out of it. But I'm writing this. I want to just rub your face in it. I'm in a better place. I'm in a better space. A better place in my life. I'm not saying the name, but I follow you on Instagram. I don't check your page. I'm past that stage. I'm in your past. But you're still in my head. I just want to go to bed. You owe me an apology, but I know I'll never get it. And I care because when I get on stage and speak this, you're going to regret what you did. Get out of my head. I wish you was. Yep, that's it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm reading. Because the rest is it has some expletives in it. I forgot to edit it more.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, how did it end?
Let me see. Oh, and it ended bad. What do you mean, the situation or the?
Like the poem. Like, what did you say at the end? Since you're
yeah, no, I'm not reading that.
Well, don't read it, but just tell us. Like, give us the idea.
Still expletive.
Oh.
I call yeah, no, not saying that.
Oh, okay.
I will type it, but not say it. But
Okay.
so yeah, it's another name for gardening tool. I called her that multiple times.
Oh, to her face?
No, on this page.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so I dug up an old version of a poem that I finalized, and I was kind of curious about it.
Be close to the mic.
Oh.
What's your mic up?
I was saying that I found an old version of a poem that I finalized. So I've read the poem Pink Room on here a couple times, but I found one of the original versions of that poem, and it kind of made me remember, wow, I think I wrote this poem like 7, 8 times before I finished it and before it became what it is. So I'm going to read the old version, which is, I guess, the first draft or something close to the first draft.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll read the finished Pink Room poem just so you can have the context to compare the two.
Okay.
The Pink Room. You began as childish enthusiasm and spoke like a wizened man. You were old-fashioned and full of ideas. You were my beginning, and you remain my home of 4 pink walls, with a TV near the ceiling and a young black girl on the wall. You were cluttered and small. You held all my big ideas and fun. You were my haven and safe space for everything beyond your 4 pink walls. When I left, you remained. I carried you with me and returned. You guarded me, and now I must say, I love you, my dear Pink Room. So that was the first version.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the final version. All my life, within 4 pink walls, free beyond stars, gritty below water. All my power, real and imagined, wild as the wind, beautiful as the fire. All my peace, a wonder of characters, less than plastic, greater than legacy. All my passion, beginning and end, through knowledge to riches, through truth to loyalty. All my love, warm and abundant, grows in the Pink Room. So that's the final version. And I like the final version more than the original. I feel like the original kind of tells you more about the intention, and the final version kind of encompasses, I guess, all of my ideas in a smooth way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool to like see the original versus the last, because usually when I have my poems, I just have like that version in front of me.
Yeah.
I don't have what came before or like a documentation of my thought process.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna read one that I've read on here before, but kind of edited a little bit. All right. It's called Compliments. I don't know how to take compliments sometimes because of the backhanded ones like you're cute, attractive, handsome, but I wouldn't date you. I feel like a two-edged sword. Like, why wouldn't you date me? What's the flaw that you see in me, that y'all see in me, that I don't, that makes me undateable? Is it my insecurities? Do I wear them as do I wear them as plainly as I do the clothes on my back? What about my anger issues that sometimes I can't control? Do y'all see that sometimes I ghost my closest friends by accident? That not that I don't want to talk to them, but I'm scared. I'm scared that they'll see that I'm scared that they're worried too much. I'm scared that they'll see the truth when I say I'm good when they ask me, how are you? but I don't know why. But whenever I'm getting to know someone, I share too much. Sometimes. I guess I want to see how much they can take before they leave me on red like the other. I want to make sure they can take my quirks. I mean, I don't want to be scarred. I mean, scared anymore. So,
Okay. Did you write that a long time ago?
yeah.
Okay, how have you evolved since writing that poem?
Still can't take a compliment sometimes. I get a little shy because I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, but shit.
Yeah, I think taking a compliment can be kind of awkward, but I've kind of just trained myself to say thank you. Even if I'm very surprised, I just think, okay, that's polite. You know, someone's trying to be nice, do something nice for me. You know, they're speaking genuinely to me. I'll accept. The thank you is I accept.
Right. So I'll still say thank you, but sometimes I'll be like, where's the other shoe? Is it falling from the sky so slowly that I can't see it? Where is it? But yeah.
Yep. So I found a precursor, or maybe an addition to this poem, like Sincerity is Scary. So I was in the process of revising some poems, and I still want to revise this, and maybe this will be a series because I do have a part 1 and part 2, and maybe this year is part 3, but I never typed it up. And I just read through it, and the ending of it isn't very strong, so maybe that's why I didn't type it up. So I'm just going to read, an excerpt of this poem, and we'll just call it Prologue to Sincerity is Scary.
Okay. We might have to call it in about 5 seconds. So, well, you can start reading your poem.
Okay.
I'll let you know if we have a caller.
I'm not sure if he's someone who believes in dreams, breathes them, lives through them. He has goals and aspirations. His world is very much set in reality. Mine, however, well, I think of stories all day. I even go as far as to pretend I am the characters. And the truth is, I may never stop dreaming. I don't want to stop. And that's the end of the excerpt.
Oh, okay, cool.
It is. I just ended it.
Oh, man.
Okay.
And we have a caller. Tell us what your name is.
Hello, this is Thin Air from Instagram. I go by Thin Air as my artist name, but my real name is Haley.
Oh, Thin Air. Yes, I remember we posted one of your poems. It was a poetry video on our Instagram story. Okay.
Yes, thank you for the repost.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for calling in. What poem would you like to share?
Let me see. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. While you're looking for your poem, could you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah. So I'm actually new to spoken word. I used to just write poems to be read. So I kind of been doing poetry like all my life, just more so as a hobby. I'm just now putting it out there and letting other people kind of read it, enjoy it, or give me feedback to it. I write as a venting style, or just what's on my mind, or if I'm feeling strongly about a topic, that's what I'm gonna write about, and just kind of go from there.
Okay, cool. Well, you're in the perfect place to try something new.
The home of the exclusives.
Yes. Where are you from?
I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Awesome.
Okay.
We're in Towson, Maryland, and we have featured artists from all over.
Yep.
But we typically have more artists who come from Baltimore. So you're the first person from Ohio on our show.
Yeah.
Cool. So I found this poem. I'll give you a little. Oh, y'all ready?
Yes.
Okay. A little background on this poem. It's called "Pick a Bone." Basically, this It's just for basically like people who are quick to judge other people or quick to kind of throw stones at other people for doing having sin or just doing things that they don't technically agree with. But my purpose was to just be like, I mean, we all are perfect, like, and I don't think nobody has the right to judge nobody but God Himself.
Amen.
That was the background on this one.
We're ready.
Y'all ready?
Yep, we're ready.
All right. Calm and collected be my tone. My mind's so connected as I'm wrong. I release fetishes to understand my rights to make them wrong. My essence is impressive, happily invested. I can tell when my pen decided to grin and stay away from strap bones. My pen is my best friend. It's a cold word and she keeps me warm. I don't like texting. I'd rather write a song. I dream of having the world sing along. But for now, I want to pick a bone. For those who walk in glass shoes, live in see-through castles, but quick to those stones. El Shaddai will want us all to get along. You casting down his children like they don't belong. He created me. He knows my brain from A to Z. Our relationship is known. Remember how he once pulled you along and kept you moving on when you was moving wrong? It's world cold. We just trying to stay afloat and make it home. Do you know how it feels to pop a pill just to feel because you ain't felt it so long? Have you ever been numb, trapped in a funk like a cyclone? Teach, but belittling keeps us gone. I think my creator wouldn't condone. Peace and guidance, if you got it, teach the knowledge, but please stop throwing stones. And that's it.
Okay.
Woo! That was awesome.
Thank y'all for having me.
Oh, thank you for calling in. We appreciate it. Your poem, Thin Air. You're always free to call again or even feature on the show sometime whenever you have the time.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good one. All right.
Well, that was Thin Air. That was an awesome poem. And we are actually in the last 4 minutes of our show.
So you want to leave the people with some closing thoughts? Okay.
Closing thoughts. Okay. I have a couple of closing thoughts for our artists. Keep your first draft.
Right.
Because it's so cool to look back on that and then have your finished product and be like, oh, wow, this is how this started.
Exactly.
This is how we're doing. So that's what I like to talk about, what I like to end on. To just look at your progress, and that can be really encouraging, especially when you're in a spot where you're trying to grow. It'll be enough for you to want to continue growing. Napoleon B. Mike?
Let's see, do I have any closing thoughts? Yes. Always, even though you may not be too proud of what you wrote or too happy with what you wrote, always perform it like the first time you wrote it.
Yes.
At least try to.
Also, don't be too ashamed of the very first things that you wrote, because who you were then, what you were going through then, isn't the same as the present.
Might not be.
Oh, well, you may be still going through the same thing, but you have a different perspective
You're right.
on what you're going through. So have mercy on yourself always. Be kind to yourself and your creative spirit, and just, feel free to create.
Also, one last closing word. Don't let things fester. Like, don't let emotions fester, because then they turn into an oozing, pussy scar.
That sounds disgusting.
That's what it is meant to be.
Okay, well, this has been Poetry Slam with K-Bells.
And your boy Napoleon B. Mike.
We're out.
Good night, everybody.
That was a pretty cool show. We need to line up our acts, more ahead of time.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a caller from Instagram. We're growing.
Yeah.
I was live on my Instagram story.
Yeah.
You saw me?
Yeah, I saw.
I'm an influencer.
This was a cool little song for Drake on.
Yeah, it sounds like a victory song.
All right.
Disconnect.
Okay.
I can't believe Robbie called me.
When?
When I came in,
Oh, yeah.
probably because of
Okay, we just ended the show. It was so fun. We read some old song lyrics. We read some oldie OG poems.
some
And
old raps.
Yeah, some old raps and some new good stuff.
Yeah. You need to turn your phone up.
Oldie OG poems.
Some old raps.
Yeah, some old raps and some new good stuff. Okay, we just ended the show. It was so fun. We read some old song lyrics. We read some oldie OG poems. And we rap. Yeah, some old raps and some new good stuff. Okay, we just ended the show. It was so fun. We read some old song lyrics. Okay, so while we're together, let's try to. I'm gonna text Chuck and say, what happened to the musician?
He didn't.
Did he ghost or?
So I think I don't know what happened because after I said send it to the after I sent the email address to send the song to, he didn't respond. He didn't even open it from where I could see.
Okay, so I touched base with Chuck. Let's put him in for Monday to be our
Yeah, I did.
artist.
I already
And let's try to get
check the messages.
2 poets.
Okay.
We've got a lot of music artists.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of show openers for a few weeks.
Yeah.
We need poets. We've been on poets.
Did you look at what I said to Chuck? Chuck the
see it.
guitar.
Oh.
I put this.
No, I responded to him first.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
Chuck the guitar.
What was those lyrics? Let me see. This was hilarious. This is the best song I've ever written. I'm serious. Wait, let me find this again. Let me find my song title. Let me make a beat and put this on. No, let me play some acoustic guitar to this. That was the intent. Okay. He offered me a spliff. I gave him a ginkgo. Then he begged, why are you so stiff? I know you want to hit. Come on, just a lick. It won't make you sick. You'll barely feel it. All in a breath of smoke. It's funny. You know it's funny.
Yeah.
Very good. Do you like this reel I posted? This.
I didn't.
Okay,
I'm
so
gonna be honest. I didn't.
wow, you're a writer. You must have a great vocabulary. Yeah, that she was looking up words. I like that she makes these funny writing reels. I kind of want to do this, but I'll just repost other people's. Who liked it? Oh, Tiante liked it. That's so nice. My written words are verbal. Oh, Emily liked my poem.
Yeah.
My written words are a verbal expression of the truest me. Sometimes I can't see through dreams, so I let the word grab me. He holds me and lets me fasten his crested shield against my chest. Okay, we just ended the show. It was so fun. We read some old song lyrics. We read some oldie OG poems.
Some old raps.
Yeah, some old raps and some new book stuff. So, Emily's your new bestie?
Not my new bestie. We're moving slow.
Look at the poll results. Absolutely never.
Oh man.
So many people are like, look at this is hilarious. We gotta share the results. Like, y'all tripping out here using Google.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is funny. I want to find more funny TikToks like this because, you know, a lot of people engaged with it.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. I'm still connected. Hold on.
We're still on YouTube. Hey, everybody! And we have to set up